something about love. Food ingestion differentiated love from knowing. It says that the difference between knowing and loving, that human minds have specifically two faculties. The faculty of what? Knowing, and the faculty of what? What? Loving. Faculty of knowing and faculty of loving. Now, when you come to the faculty of knowing, there is a sense that does that. Internal sense, which is the intellect. Intellect takes charge of knowing. But how does intellect know? Intellect knows by reduction. By bringing down that which he wants to know, or that which it has known. For instance, as a teacher, if you want to explain unfamiliar concepts or words to your students, you don't leave those unfamiliar concepts higher above your students. You bring it down to their level. So knowledge is all about bringing an object down to our level to an extent that you want to understand it. And that's why you will never ever know God completely. Because if we exhaust knowing God, it means that we have brought God down to our level, human level, which means He's no longer God. So forget all those things philosophers are doing, trying to know God. No man will ever know God completely. If we succeed in knowing God completely, then He is no longer God. That's what knowledge does. That's what intellect does. Intellect reduces the object to the person that wants to know, to the knower. Now, what does will do? Will takes the charge of loving. No, love is in the will. Love is not in the intellect. We love by our will. And that's why Jesus tells us that a new commandment I give you. So love is a commandment because it is something that we will to do. We are responsible for it. So love is in the will. We want to love. That's why when somebody says, I can't love this person again, you can love him again, because if you decide to love him, you can love him. So love is not an emotion. Leave all these things that young girls and young boys do, that he felt love at first sight. There's one like love at first sight. That's the infatuation. Love is not an emotion. Love is in the way. So how does the will work? The will loves by not a reduction, but by exaltation. The will, if you love someone, that's why I said that if you love someone, you will do what pleases that person. If you love someone, you will try to raise yourself to the level of the person, to imitate the person, to copy the life of the person. You try to, for instance, if the person is fair and the person loves those who are fair, you will go and get what? Cream to be fair, so that the person will love you. That is what love does. That's what will does. Will make you to try to lift yourself up to the level of that person, so the person will love you. There's also the other way. If somebody in higher dignity, this is for someone in lower dignity. For someone in lower dignity, if someone in lower dignity loves someone in higher dignity, that person in lower dignity will try to come up to the level of that person in higher dignity, so that the love will manifest, will merge. But if someone in higher dignity loves someone in lower dignity, what does the person do? He will reduce himself, so that the person, there will be a kind of communion. And that is what God did for us in incarnation. God loved us. That was why He came down to our level. We are not the persons that reduced God. It was God that, because of the love, He came down. And because we love God now, we go up to His level to do the things He wants, so that the love will be equal. So that if you say that you love God, what Jesus says today, if you say that you love me, keep my commandments. So if you love God, if you love any person, the only sign that you love the person is to do the things that will please the person. You go up to the level of the person. That's why it is only love that can make us to worship God. Not even faith. Love, and that is the last abiding thing. Love. Because it is love that will make you to even suffer for God. Just as a man suffers for a young girl that he loves. It is only love that will make you to worship God, not even faith, not even knowledge. You can't know God completely. If you based on knowledge or reason alone, you can't move. It is love that will make you to sustain, to withstand anything that will come, because you love God. You want to stay where you are with Him. And then God comes down. So the movement now is our ascent and God's descent. What we call this is catabasis and anabasis in theology. Let that be explained, but not today. Catabasis movement and anabasis movement. Anabatic and catabatic. Catabatic movement and anabatic movement. So our moving up and God's coming down. The dwelling now will happen when we have merged our coming up and God coming down in incarnation. You know, the reason for incarnation, as you know, is that we may be divinized. Our divination, that God may make us to humans to be gods by making Himself human. So, by making Himself human, we are becoming gods. And by our becoming gods rising, He's coming down. Now, the mercy now becomes a dwelling. So when Jesus says, if you love me, keep my commandments, He knows what He's saying. Only love can make you to do something for somebody. In this institution, only love can make you to sacrifice, even in your function.